Today, why hustle is a lie. Thanks, NotebookLM.
Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we are diving into a really powerful idea called workday oscillation. It's all about unlocking your best performance by, actually working with your body's natural energy cycles instead of constantly fighting against them. And it all starts with one simple question. So, let's just ask it. Why on earth do we treat our brains like machines? I mean, really, we expect them to be on all the time, running at full speed, 8, 9, 10 hours a day without a single break. If you've ever hit that 3 p.m. wall, that brain fog, you know firsthand. This approach just doesn't work. And this leads us to something I call the marathon myth. It's this belief that so many of us have, that the workday is just a test of endurance. A brutal race from the moment you log on to the moment you log off. But here's the thing. Our brains were never, ever built to run that kind of race. And the results of trying to live out this myth? I bet they sound pretty familiar. The day feels like a constant grind. You hit that dreaded afternoon slump. You have that feeling of being incredibly busy, but at the end of the day, you're not actually productive. It all just adds up to rising stress, and you're left asking yourself, what did I even do today? Okay, so if the marathon is the problem, what's the solution? Well, it's not about chugging more coffee or just trying to have more willpower. The real secret is to stop fighting and to start listening to your body's own built-in natural rhythm. Now, the science behind this is absolutely fascinating, and it's all about something called ultradian rhythms. You've probably heard of circadian rhythms, right? That's our 24-hour sleep-wake cycle. Well, think of ultradian rhythms as their shorter, punchier cousins. They happen in these waves of high and low energy all throughout the day. And this is the key. Your brain is hardwired for pulses of intense energy, not a nonstop marathon. And here's what that cycle usually looks like. For most of us, our brains can maintain peak, deep focus for about 90 minutes. After that, we naturally hit an energy trough where our performance just dips. And to recharge and get back to that peak, our brain needs about 20 minutes of real recovery. This isn't just a good idea. It's biological proof that we are built for focused sprints. And this brings us right to the core idea of this entire explainer, the oscillation principle. It's so simple. It just means working with your ultradian rhythms instead of pushing against them. It's about deliberately, intentionally moving between these periods of intense focus and periods of genuine rest. Let's just put these two approaches side by side. On one hand, you've got marathon mode. That leads to your energy just steadily draining away, your stress going up, and your work getting worse and worse as the day goes on. It's a one-way ticket to burnout. But then you have sprinter mode. You get these focused sprints, followed by strategic recovery. The result? Sustained energy and, you guessed it, peak performance. The difference is night and day. All right, the theory makes total sense. But how do you actually put this into practice in the real world? Well, it's surprisingly straightforward. You can actually design your entire day around this principle using a really simple 4-step framework. So here's the playbook. First, you define your one clear goal for the sprint. Just one thing. Second, you set a timer for 90 minutes. This creates a hard boundary for your focus. Third, and this is maybe the most important part, you work completely, totally undistracted. No email, no phone, no notifications. And fourth, when that timer goes off, you stop, and you recover intentionally for 20 minutes. But wait, what does true recovery actually mean? This is super important. The goal is to give your brain a real, genuine break. So that could be a short walk, doing some stretching, or just closing your eyes and listening to music. The key, though, is what you don't do. True recovery is not checking your email or scrolling through social media. That's not rest. That's just swapping one type of mental work for another. Now, here's what's so powerful about this whole approach. The benefits go way, way beyond just checking more things off your to-do list. This is really about fundamentally changing your entire relationship with your work and your energy. I absolutely love this quote because it just hits the nail on the head. Rest isn't the opposite of work. It's the partner of peak performance. We really need to stop seeing breaks as a sign of laziness. We have to start seeing them for what they truly are, an absolutely essential ingredient for doing high-quality, creative, and sustainable work. And the payoffs? They're transformative. When you start honoring these natural cycles, you're not just more productive, you're also way less stressed and so much more creative because your brain finally has the downtime it needs to recharge and make new connections. And ultimately, this makes burnout a thing of the past.
So, when you boil it all down, the big takeaway here is a simple but really profound shift in how you see your day. It's all about learning to work with your body's natural design, not constantly fighting against it. Think of it this way: your energy isn't some static pool that you just drain throughout the day. No, it's a wave. It rises and it falls. And the goal isn't to try and flatten that wave, the goal is to learn how to ride it. Use the peak for your hardest work and use the trough to recover and get ready for the next one.
So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. What could you accomplish? What could you create? And honestly, how much better would you feel if you finally stopped fighting your own biology and started working in harmony with it?